Hey guys! So today's story time. Let me tell you a little bit about the day that changed my life forever. So it started out with what I thought was just a headache, a migraine to be exact. But this was a normal thing, nothing big. I pop a couple Tylenol, drink a Rockstar, usually went away within a couple hours. Today I was not so lucky, as you can tell.
You thought she was gonna hit her.
So, anywho's, what happened was, Tony and I went to Marin to go pick up some papers. Got there, started loading the truck, getting our stuff done, and powering through my headache, not thinking twice about it, even though my body was screaming at me, dumbass, get to it, something's wrong, like, pay attention. Of course, me being me, high pain tolerance, I just kept powering through it, thinking, I got things to do. I need to get this done. Then we'll think about going to get medical attention. Stupid, but anywho's. So, continue on. Tony's asking me why I'm stripping down to almost what felt like was nothing. I was in tank top and jeans and pretty much ready to strip to my birthday suit. Obviously, he stopped me before that got any further, but he asked me why I was sweating in the rain and why I didn't have a jacket on. And I'm like, dude, do you see me? I'm sweating buckets. I felt like I was cooking from the inside out. I was literally on fire. Excuse me. And so, kept powering through until my foot started feeling like it was asleep, but that waking up kind of feeling, that tingling. And then that feeling slowly started creeping up my leg. And that's when I stopped. And I was like, hey, something's not right. And Tony asked me what was wrong. And I'm like, I think my foot's going numb. And he's like, well, go sit down in the truck. And I was like, it's not just that. I think I'm having a strip. And he's like, what the hell? How do you know? I'm like, I don't. I'm just kind of guessing at that point. But I felt like something obviously was way wrong. So, me being me, I was dragging my leg like I do now. But I was dragging it like this, trying to get to the truck. Got to the truck. I started trying to get myself in, but I had to have him help me get back into the truck, lifting this leg over to get it in. Once we got into the truck, he took me to the fire station. Fire station took me to the hospital. I woke up 3.5 weeks later. 24 days to be exact. So, when I woke up, I for real looked like Joe Dirt. Business in front, party in the back, ready to roll. Mullet, baby. I was rocking that shit. I'll tell you that now. I was rocking it. Tubes out of me and everything. I was rocking that look. It was a terrible look. Should have never left the 80s. But it did for a minute. Fast forward a minute. Shaved my head completely. This is what I got after that. 7 years of not long, luscious hair, but some hair. A little bit more than what I started with. Well, from the stroke, I should say. But with all seriousness, obviously I survived. But I'm going to tell you about the two types of strokes there are. The two main strokes, I should say. There are ischemic strokes, which is a blockage in the blood vessels. So, let me start again. American Stroke Association tells us there are two types of strokes. One is the ischemic stroke, which is a clot or a blood vessel being blocked. So it's like your kitchen sink when you have it full of dishes and the sink is clogged. That water's just going to overflow. But if it's blocked, nothing's getting through that sink. You can't drain it, nothing. So you have to use something, Roto-Rooter, liquid plumber, something to get it out, right? Kind of same thing with the ischemic stroke. They give you some kind of drugs to break up that clot so your blood flow can start rolling again. Hemorrhagic stroke is a blood vessel that bursts and it slowly leaks into the brain, making the brain swell, which is what I have. Excuse me. So, with those two types of strokes, American Stroke Association says that without oxygenated blood going into the brain cells start to die. CDC tells us that 795,000 Americans, well, yeah, Americans don't die. They have strokes every year. Sorry. So that is roughly about 47 seconds somebody has a stroke. CDC also tells us is that the percentage of strokes being ischemic or hemorrhagic, ischemic strokes are about, I'm going to say 87%, and then hemorrhagic are 13%. Ischemic strokes, people recover or can recover a little bit faster and a little bit more as opposed to hemorrhagic strokes, like what I said. My particular stroke was basal ganglia, right-sided basal ganglia hemorrhagic stroke. So the right side that controls the left decided it was going to burst a vessel and bleed into my brain, causing swelling. In order to fix that, they had to give me a craniotomy, pull back the cranial skull, clip the blood vessel to get it to stop, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, here we are! And so, continue on. National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke Association says 1.9 million brain cells die for every minute that no oxygenated blood flow is going to the brain. So my brain cells obviously were dying for a hot minute, and I'm so oblivious I didn't pay attention to my body trying to tell me that. So, according to CDC, fast medical care can make the overall recovery, long-term disability reduce, assuming you get fast medical attention. So, in order to try and prevent this from happening to anybody else, I have an acronym that is Be Fast. B is for balance. As you can see, my balance isn't exactly wonderful, but it's there. E is for eyes. My eyes were the size of saucers. F is for my face. As you can tell when I smile, I still have a slight droop. A is for arms. This is my strong hand. So, you know, you thought it was the right one. I fooled you. Just kidding. S is for speech. Speech is something that I still struggle with, but it's getting slowly better. But again, when at the time it was slurred, I sounded probably like I was drunk, couldn't even hardly talk when I first woke up from the coma. And T is for time, because every second counts. So, as I said, 1.9 billion brain cells die for every 1 minute that goes by. No oxygenated blood flow goes to that part of the brain. So, my brain has a lot of gray matter. Well, dead gray matter, I should say, because of the brain cells that I lost because of the stroke. So, when I say every second counts, it's literally not just my tagline, it really is my life. Every second does really count. So again, be fast. If somebody can at least learn something from my speech or from my little PSA, hopefully you remember be fast, if nothing more. Remember, balance, eyes, face, arms, speech, and time. Time is your most important thing. If you cannot get somebody in time, it can save them from this. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Good job. You did it.